Well, hello again, everybody. Hopefully, people have watched my first video. This is now my second, and this one I'm going to be a little bit more of a vent. I'm going to be talking about the postponement of the DC and the MCU movies. Look, I get it. I get it that they want everybody to feel safe. I get it that COVID is still going on. We're in October of 2020, for anybody who's wondering exactly what's going on. And they're pushing everything out and then pushing it out again, then pushing it out again. Basically, the entire movie industry is turning into the New Mutants, where we're looking at every single movie going, are we ever going to see it? Now there's discussion that Wonder Woman 84 will be going straight to streaming videos or direct sales, or I don't know what's going to be the newest formats. It's just getting a little bit aggravating. I'm one of the people that, if you ever watch the fan reaction for Endgame, and you see the audiences that are the loudest, I'm usually one of the ones screaming the most. Okay, when I went to go see Endgame myself, and I went with a friend of mine, she and I were practically punching each other through the entire movie. I mean, don't even get me started in the Vormir scene when we were in tears. I mean, and I want to be surrounded by 500 of my fellow geeks and nerds. I don't want to be sitting in my living room looking at a 55-inch screen with some makeshift popcorn. I want some room temperature, overpriced popcorn, and enough soda to choke a horse, and to be surrounded with all my fellow geeks and nerds and screaming my head off and feeling like it's an event. Now, again, I understand everybody wants to feel safe. Everybody wants to be safe. We don't want to, and this is not anybody saying COVID is real or COVID is not real, or it's a conspiracy, or it's just a cold, or it's the deadliest virus. I'm not getting into that. I'm acknowledging that there is a crisis going on in the world. I'm acknowledging that everybody has to take steps. What I'm not liking is that we are doing a lot of things, and the movie theater industry is just not there at all. And they're doing little test things. I mean, they released New Mutants, which, by the way, I saw opening weekend. No, wasn't good. But I still enjoyed going to the movie. And then was the big heavy hitter, their test run, their litmus tester, Tenet. I had no intention of seeing Tenet. I don't want to see Tenet. If there was no COVID, I wouldn't have seen Tenet. I did a census test in my job. I've got over 500 people working at my job. I asked every single person that I could on all 3 shifts. I could not find one person that was interested in going to see Tenet. I don't care how good the special effects are. I don't care who made the film. Okay, it's The Matrix meets James Bond. It doesn't intrigue me. In my opinion, my humble, stupid little guy in a basement opinion, if there was no COVID, I think Tenet would have been a humongous flop. Okay? I don't know of anybody that is looking forward to coming on HBO or DVD. We don't care about Tenet. This is not one of the movies that people in my job or that I talk to in comic book stores or get-togethers or anything. Nobody cares about this movie. Okay, it's like Transformers and My Little Pony comic books. Oh, but they're this, that. Nobody cares. Okay, and that maybe this is just the mentality in North Georgia. I tried reaching out to some friends of mine in other locations. They don't care. So their great litmus test of Tenet is based on something that they expected to be a super huge blockbuster, which, in my opinion, was never going to be one. Now, I would love it if Disney or through the MCU, or if DC Universe or somebody would actually release a major movie. Okay? And yes, you're going to have half the attendance because there has to be spaces in between people. Okay, so then you just leave it in the movie theaters for twice as long. I mean, so you might not make $100 million the opening week. You'll make $50 million and then $50 million. So I bet you that just as many people go the second week because they're going to avoid the first week crowds. If you had released Mulan to the movie theater and kept your mouth shut about China, you might have actually been a big hit. Instead, you put it on Disney Plus and immediately announced to people, but if you don't pay the extra money, you can have it for free in 3 months. Well, they're just going to wait the extra 3 months, and that's it. All parents have to do is just tell their kids, yeah, it's, I'm sorry, it's not out yet. No, that's just an advertisement. It's coming out in December. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not spending any more money on stuff. We're in COVID. Besides, kids are starting to go back to school now, and they've got other things other than they're just cooped up in the house. If they had released Mulan back in June, when everybody was literally locking the doors, closing the windows, and going nowhere, then possibly it might have done well. I really think that at this point where Disney decided to release the film was the wrong timing. I think if they had released it in movie theaters, it would have done well. Would it have made $1 billion? No. Will Black Widow make $1 billion if they release it right now? No. Okay? It'll make a good amount of money. I think it would make $600 million. That's my personal opinion. I think it would take longer to do it because we have smaller crowds. But the smaller crowds going in are still keeping those movie theaters alive. Because if you're going to take all these movies, you're going to put them on the shelf until the world feels safe. And then when the world feels safe, all the movie theaters will be gone. Okay, this is not supporting. The movie theaters need the movies, and the movies need the movie theaters. And these guys are saying, please help us. And they're not. So I think releasing some of these movies, maybe save your biggest ones. Maybe save the Black Widow. Release Fast 9. Release something that people have been really legitimately looking forward to seeing. Not, the preview for Tenet got 16 billion hits. Because people are trying to figure out what the hell it is that everybody's talking about. That everybody, and they watched it. How many of them recommended the video, or the trailer? How many of them clicked like to the trailer? How many of them clicked that I'm looking forward to seeing this movie? Because I don't know anybody. Okay, now again, this is just my 2 cents. Please feel free to comment on this. I'd love to see other people living in other areas of the country. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the movie industry? How do you feel about Tenet? Did you go to see it? Was it better, worse than you had hoped for? Was it something that you were really looking forward to? Or is it just like, I need to get out of this house and go see a movie? Which is why I went to go see New Mutants. Okay? Please, again, smash the like button and subscribe. Recommend me any way you can to support the channel. And everybody take care and be safe. Bye.